Hey everyone, let's look at how to play Packed Up by Very Special Games. This game is for 2 to 6 players for ages 6 plus and takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play. Set up the game as per instruction and let's get started. I have set up the game for 2 players here. At the beginning of the game, each player will pick up the bottom 2 cards and memorize them, as this is the only time they will get to see what's in their bag. So I have the 12-pound ones and 2-pound ones, and that's the for the first player, that is me. And then we'll also look at the second players. They have 9 pounds and 7 pounds. So those are the secret cards that they can open up at the beginning of the game and check out, and those are the only 2 cards, the bottom cards, are allowed to be checked. So we have done that, and let's move on to the next turn. The player who has most recently used an outdoors bathroom starts the game. Since I am here playing by myself, I'm starting the game. So on your turn, you will draw a card from the draw pile, and then you will look at it, and either you can choose to discard the card, swap it with one of the cards, or do any actions that it has on it. So here I want to go ahead and swap the card with this card that we had seen, that it's 12 pounds and this is 6 pounds. So I'm going to swap it with this card right here, and that will end my turn. Now it is the second player's turn, and they are going to draw the card too, and they have this -1, which is an amazing card to have. So they're going to swap it with this 9 pounds. So I played a few rounds here, and now it is the second player's turn. They draw this card, and now instead of putting this card into their grid here, they are going to do the action that is on the card. So do an action. It says swap items with an opponent without looking. So they are going to take this tent card and discard it right here. Then they will just pick up one card and swap it with any card. You don't have to swap the card from where you picked up. So they swapped with this card here, and that is the end of their round. So when you do the action, you discard the action card, and then you do the action that is mentioned on the card that you just discarded. So that is how you follow the instructions on the card. Again, after playing a few rounds, we are back at the second player's turn. So we are going to look at speed matching, and there is a torch or flashlight on the discard pile, on top of the discard pile. And then the second player knows they have a flashlight right here, so they are going to match it. And now they are only going to carry 3 items in their backpack throughout the rest of the round, just the round till it ends. So they speed matched it. If the first player also knew that they had a flashlight, they could have put it here whether it was their turn or not, but you cannot triple stack it. So the first player to stack it gets it. The other player has to put it back. If, for say, the second player did not remember that they had a flashlight here, but the first player remembered that the second player had a flashlight here due to checking their cards, due to other actions done in previous round, the first player could actually pick up the second player's card and put it on the discard pile and speed match it, and then give them one of their cards and place it in their pile. So now the first player, even though it was not their turn, the first player carries 3 cards for the rest of the round, and the second player still has 4 cards sitting right here. So speed matching, you can either match your own card, or you can match the opposite player's card if you remember that they had this card in the right position. If you try to speed match and then you match incorrectly, then you place this card back in onto your grid, draw one card from the draw pile and place it as a fifth card onto your grid. So now you're carrying 5 items instead of 4, and that will just add on to the weight of your bag. Player 1 calls packed up for the first round. That means they are ending this round, and every player gets one more turn to play. So they are going to pick up a card, and then they are going to swap it with this card right here, since they already know that this is 8 pounds. And then that ends the round 1. Each player will flip over their cards and then they will count how much load they are carrying or how heavy is their backpack. So for our second player, we have 12, 13, 14, 21 minus 1. So they are carrying 20 pounds. And then the first player is carrying 8 minus 1, which is 7 pounds. Count the points for each of the players and then write it on a piece of paper. Then shuffle all the cards back and set up again for round 2. If, say, player 1 called for packed up and they were carrying a higher load than the player 2, then they would get a penalty of 10 points. The game plays for 5 rounds, and at the end of the 5th round, whichever player has the lowest weight carried wins the game. Now, let's go ahead and see what I think of the game. Let's talk about Packed Up. Packed Up comes in this cute and adorable backpack that looks so cute, and I was super obsessed with how it comes packaged. It does have this box which makes storage even easier, since we can place this backpack inside the box and it still goes well onto the board game shelves. Packed Up is really quick, it's really fast, and it's very simple to teach. We were playing this game within minutes of me teaching my family, and we had so much fun. Packed Up is a great game for traveling, since it is really small. You can put it in your handbag, really light, not at all heavy, and it plays up to 6 players. So if you're visiting family over the holidays, you can still play Packed Up. It is such a beautiful game. The illustrations are amazing and the quality itself is great. I totally enjoyed it, and my family definitely enjoyed this game a lot. It is definitely a little bit of luck based game, but it does have a lot of strategy, where remembering and memorizing your cards is a great way to win the game. The more memory you have of what card is where leads you to winning the game even more, since you are able to lighten your loads very quickly. This game is great and it is found on Amazon. If you guys want to check out, I will have the link in the description for you guys to check out. So that's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to share this video with all your friends and family who would enjoy a game like this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more board game content. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.